Hello everyone and welcome back to Tavern Talk, and let's just continue where we left off. Okay, Jade. Hey, innkeeper. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen you around. A whole week to be exact. And you already miss me? Not exactly. A little. Cute. I got my hands on a job all the way over in Dyria. Oh, that place. Seemed like something relatively easy but well paid. Or like something too good to be true? Not this time. Apparently the farmer just wanted it to be done quickly, so she offered a higher than average rate. Sounds like easy money. Yeah, I wish. You know, I think I could use a drink first. Alright. Something that'll loosen my tongue. I feel like this job drained me of all my social energy. Only if I get to hear the rest of the story. Sounds like a good deal to me. Sure. There you go. Not you, tortoise. Let's hope this suits your tastes. This is surprisingly good. Did you tweak your recipe? I could have sworn it wasn't this good last time I tried one of your drinks. In my defense, a lot can happen in a week. I can definitely feel my charm coming back to me. I made you a drink. Now it's your turn. Tell me about your latest job. Fine, a deal's a deal. Told you the client's a farmer, right? She has a large flock of two-headed sheep. Apparently that darn starfall damaged their barn and they somehow managed to break out of their enclosure. Didn't think they were that clever, honestly. Must be the two brains. Probably. Anyways, they got out right before their shearing appointment, and of course the farmer needed to get them back in time. Especially considering the rumors surrounding Dyria at the moment. Seems to be a dangerous place nowadays. Apparently, an unusual amount of cattle have been going missing these last few weeks. Oh? So, local folks have been keeping a closer eye on their locks and fences. Not what I heard from Dyria, but okay. Of course, the farmer wanted her sheep to be safe, so she hired someone to bring her animals back. That's someone being you. Obviously. I thought to myself, I'm a monster hunter. Handling animals is basically my job. No. Your job is to kill animals, not rein them in and bring them back. I'd say a monster hunter is rather known for, well, hunting instead of handling. That was exactly the issue. Do you know how stubborn two-headed sheep are? Let me guess. They're twice as stubborn as one-headed sheep? You got it. They're impossible to get moving, impossible to startle. One head might be eating, but the other one is always watching you. But you did it, right? I suspect you wouldn't be here if you hadn't finished the job. You're absolutely correct. I was at my wit's end. Imagine having fought hundreds, if not thousands of beasts. And some sheep are the one enemy you can't win against. That sounds like an incredibly humbling experience. It was, trust me. But luckily, I got some help. Another adventurer saw me struggling and offered her assistance and knowledge. Or should I say, a retired adventurer. Oh? Yeah, she was very insistent on that label. Some kind of astral finfolk. Must have lost her arm a while ago. Oh no. Back to the sheep. She told me there's apparently one thing that gets their full attention. You got any guesses on what that magical tool might be?
I don't know, food? I have no...
Hello? Clovers! Morning dew clovers, to be precise. They go absolutely feral for them. A few will make them follow every single one of your commands.
Well, I mean, I said food, so...
But someone with your experience should know that, innkeeper. Do you two know each other?
Barely.
Ha! Keep your secrets then, oh so mysterious innkeeper. I wanted to buy her a drink after she helped me out back there. Didn't expect you two to be best friends, honestly. Best friends?
I think you got that one wrong, Jade.
I'd never befriend someone like him. I have taste.
Well, that was unnecessarily rude of you, Una. You didn't even consider my feelings.
Consider me sorry, innkeep.
Apology accepted.
Speaking of taste, what about your drinks? I know you've always liked experimenting with potions and other suspicious liquids. Looks like you finally made it, huh?
Indeed. I think I got the hang of it.
Then what are you waiting for? Your old rival is waiting for a drink. Preferably one that'll restore my energy. Those sheep made my old bones all wobbly, and I don't like feeling so weak.
Got you.
His drinks are hit or miss.
Come on, they're not the...
They are. You either serve pure gold or absolute beep. Oh, wow.
Impressed?
Don't get cocky now.
You don't have to be shy. You can just admit I've improved. So, Una, Jade told me you're retired now. Had enough of the adventuring business?
Absolutely. I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. I've completed enough quests for at least 2 lifetimes.
And yet you decided to help Jade.
Ever had to handle a 2-headed sheep?
Not yet.
Lucky you. Lucky indeed. I just couldn't watch her struggle with those stubborn beasts any longer, but this was a one-time exception.
Did the farmer pay accordingly, after your morning dew clover's magic trick?
Oh, absolutely. She was so happy she gratefully paid both of us.
That's good to hear.
She even tipped us with some gems she supposedly found in one of her fields. But I'm a Maida. I don't have any use for stones like those. And since I'm retired, I couldn't care less about material riches. So we figured we'd give them to you instead. But I wouldn't tell that pretentious blonde dragon priestess if I were you. Feels like a blasphemous gift.
Okay. Oh, divine gems. A little blasphemous indeed. I think I know just the right way to use them. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Now that we're done here, I can finally go back to crocheting.
Well, that explains your thing.
For the rest of my life. Didn't get this hook put in for nothing. Of course, I also occasionally gotta rip some youngsters off while playing cards. I haven't lost a game in at least 4 decades. That's remarkable.
Or impossible for someone who's only playing fair.
I think your lucky streak will end with me today. I've also never lost a game in at least a decade. Are you challenging me to a duel? Absolutely. And whoever loses has to pay for the next round of drinks. That's the spirit. I like you, bounty hunter. But don't come crying to me after I annihilate you. Huh, you wish.
I mean, I don't really care for either of you. But I think I care less for you than you, honestly. You feel, I don't know, so abrasive that I don't really mind any insults.
Why? Scared I might lose?
I just know for a fact that Jade's not new to cheating. I've seen countless mercenaries lose against her.
Do you really think I'm that senile? This will be an easy match, don't you worry.
Get enough in your monthly pension to pay for 2 drinks, Una?
You know I can hear you both, right? Got cold feet? Huh, keep dreaming.
Alright. Oh, hello. Hello? You're a handsome man, aren't ya? Hello. Oh, what happened?
Innkeeper, I have returned.
Yes, I can see that, Aletheia. Welcome back, Miss Anwa, and welcome...
This brave adventurer's name is Claymore.
Is that a claymore you have on your back, although it looks very tiny on you?
He offered unexpected support during my quest.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much on behalf of,
the world.
Yes, of course, the world, Mr. Clay. Just Clay is alright. Are you okay, Clay? Yes, I'm just a bit sad, but that's okay. Not every day can be sunshine and ferrets. Ferrets? Yeah, we don't have a lot of ferrets around here. Sorry.
He'll be okay. One's first quest can sometimes be a bit much.
It wasn't my first quest. I just don't like when there's fighting. Really? Okay.
You were very good at it.
I know, but I like it more when we all get along in the end.
Evil can't be reasoned with.
Not everyone you disagree with is evil. Very true. Wise words. Can I offer you two a drink in exchange for hearing about what you encountered?
I suppose that's fair. Clay, what will make you feel better?
I don't know. How about one of those drinks with ingredients? They all have that. You look strong. How about something extra for those muscles? That sounds nice. Let's go with that. Damn, big eyes. 1 minute. I'll make you a southern brawler, sir. There you go. Let's hope that perks you up. Try this. I think it might make for a good ferret replacement. This tastes strong and magic-y, but it's not as soft as petting a ferret. Still, I love it. I'll have to remember this one for next time. What is it called? Don't worry, I'll remember it for you. Thank you. Oh, wow. You really are happy, eh? Now, Miss Anwar, what would you like? I need some of that liquid vigilance. Even in here, it's important to stay on guard. Wouldn't this be the right time to relax? There is no such time. Alright, then I shall aid you on your divine mission of not falling asleep standing. Okay. Some liquid vigilance diluted with some delicious secret ingredients. Enjoy. I could do with something less diluted, but you're right, it's delicious. Happy to hear that. Now, I believe you have earned yourself a story. Please, go ahead. Clay, do you want to start? No, I think you should go first. I missed your whole investigation. I suppose that is correct. Well then, as you already know, Innkeeper, I plan to start investigating right here in Zenith. Specifically at the Fallen West Gate. It was a depressing sight to behold. So I've been told. I assume either Melina or the vampire caught you up on their observations? Both, actually, but Melly went into a lot more detail. Mostly about those wildfire badgers. Yes, it was reckless of them to sneak after me like that. I'm glad I was there to save them. Me too. Unfortunately, the rubble did not hide anything of value to me. But fortunately, thanks to your rumors, I was not entirely without a lead. The wizard's prophecy led me to Dalwell. Or should I say, the Abandoned Isle, or Fairweather. Name changes depending on who you ask. I didn't know it had that many names. I always just called it Kelpie Island. Why? Because it's shaped like one? Probably the smartest approach. Kelpie Island or Fairweather, its name means very little to me. Its local settlement of Fae was much more relevant. They built everything into the giant sequoia that holds their portal to Avalon. Their portal is in the tree? Yes, right in its center. They call it the Horizon Tree. It's beautiful. The Fae themselves were not as helpful as I'd have hoped. They didn't seem to understand the severity of the situation. Instead, they were much more interested in trying to sell me their rubbish. Kept going on and on about how I desperately needed one of their acorn amulets. When I inspected one, the magic was so chaotic I could barely concentrate on its aura. All it gave me was a headache, so I passed on the allegedly grand opportunity. I don't know. I mean, she is attuned to magic, I guess? So I suppose it could be that, but I mean, you don't know. Then again, they are fae, probably like fairies, I'm guessing, so they usually are very trickstery, so yeah. Let's go for that one. Seems like you dodged a scam. Or a pretty necklace. Scam seems more accurate. It does. Acorns aren't used for much besides culinary magic. But they do make for good ice cubes. Do you have any? Not at the moment, sorry. I prefer it that way. Anyhow,
When I rejected their offer, they told me I was worse than an astral humpback whale. When I inquired into the meaning of that phrase, they told me such a whale had destroyed one of their scouting camps just a couple of days ago, and that apparently my rejection of their generous offer was a bigger slight. They didn't wish to elaborate further, but I had what I needed.
No acorns, I assume?
No, but a hint towards something that had caused unusual chaos very recently. Even if it had nothing to do with the starfall, this creature clearly posed a threat to the settlement.
So I'm not sure what you would have done next, actually. Go swimming for a whale?
Of course not. One would not find such a creature in the ocean.
Obviously, I knew that.
But it can be summoned with a celestial summoning ritual.
Which you know how to do.
Naturally. So when night fell, I made my way to nearby Carapace Beach and prepared to summon a whale.
I don't mean to question your methods, but if you were going to summon an astral creature for answers, couldn't you have summoned Cassiopeia herself? She would know what's going on, I'm guessing.
Are you out of your mind? Summon a dragon? The Realm Keepers have sworn a divine oath of neutrality that prevents them from directly interfering with the simple world of us immortals. The full might of their powers could disrupt the delicate balance of their cosmic design.
Right. Sorry, slipped my mind.
You are forgiven. Unfortunately, my ritual was not as picture perfect as I would have liked it to have been. I was not able to find any flimmering limpet shells, so I had to fall back to different ones, which meant the protective properties were a bit out of balance. I knew this meant that the whale was likely to break out of the protective bounds of my summoning circle. But sometimes risks are necessary.
You could have just waited for the tides to bring in new shells.
I did not have the time.
Or the idea.
I was prepared to defend myself. I did not need to waste time on alternative solutions. And except for the minor lack of protection, the ritual went off without a hitch. Normally, the burning of the shells would have scorched my hands, but luckily I happened to be fireproof at that very moment.
How convenient.
When the last shell burned to a crisp, a colossal astral humpback whale appeared out of the sky in a wave of concerning darkness. Stars used to accompany them.
I mean, there was one star.
There was. The whale was even bigger than I had anticipated, almost as tall as the horizon tree. And in its stomach rested a giant sun, the only star of the night sky whose light had not been extinguished, nestled right in its belly.
Well, I mean, unhealthy? I don't know. What do they eat? I mean, sure, that sounds beautiful.
No, it sounds dangerous. The creature was out of its mind the moment it fully materialized. I expected some initial hostility, but it did not even hesitate to attack me.
Sounds like a very angry whale. Or a very hurt one.
I admit it was a tough foe. Its bite was strong and coated in the fire of a swallowed star. It attempted to swallow me too, several times. Most of its attacks could not damage me, of course. Thanks to your drink, it had no chance against my defenses. But it was still a massive beast, and my attacks alone were not enough to bring it down.
And that's where Clay came in.
Exactly. My mace was in its maw, and we were locked in a contest of strength. When suddenly, someone pushed it into the waves, granting me a moment to collect myself. Moments later, Clay was by my side. Together, we were able to vanquish the beast.
Were you there for the whale too? No, I was collecting seashells. Seashells? Yes, for my friends. At this time of year, Kelpie Island is full of all kinds of sparkling, floating animals from the astral sea. And they love munching on seashells. Do you encounter these creatures a lot? I try to. They're very nice. Usually, at least. But when I saw Tia fighting that whale, I had to step in. It looked terrified, you know? Every time the moonlight hit her armor, it bared its teeth, like it was trying to scare her off. After I pushed it out of her way, I thought I should try to calm it down. I tried communicating with it, told it to stop, but it seemed too scared to even hear me, or in too much pain. In pain. Every time it moved, it seemed to wince slightly, like when you carry logs all day and then someone asks you to help rearrange the kitchen. But I didn't have enough time to figure out what was wrong. It jumped right back at Tia and Tia right back at it.
I did notice Clay trying to speak with it at first, and I considered stepping back for a moment, but I could not risk anyone else getting hurt. No doubt it would have ravaged the camp again, perhaps even the settlement.
So you didn't manage to calm it down? No. I realized that I could only save one of them, so I pushed away my worries and helped Tia defeat it.
He's a remarkable fighter. His incredible tenacity and brute force helped me defeat it quite quickly.
Tia kept its attacks focused on her, and I dealt the final blow.
When his weapon struck its body for the final time, it and the star in its belly exploded into stardust that then slowly settled into the Carapace Sea.
It was like 1,000 tiny stars, all now floating in the deep blue. Well, that does sound beautiful. It doesn't sound like you found the information you were looking for, Tia.
I did not. I was hoping to examine its body, but all that was left were miniature stars, seemingly stuck to the waves, gently crashing into the sand.
She was really frustrated, so I suggested we could try talking to its ghost, like my granny likes to do. She said that astral whales don't have ghosts, which seemed wrong to me. They already have the perfect translucent body for it.
The ghost was a dead end, but he did give me an idea. Through my innate connection to Cassiopeia, I realized I could try to commune with its fading essence through the stars it had left behind. Of course, I do not speak whale, but Clay does.
You do? I can talk to animals. You're full of surprises. Thank you. Though I'm not always sure they like talking to me. They tend to disappear sooner or later. Sometimes they come back, but often they don't. I think maybe I accidentally say things that upset them without realizing it, and they think I mean to hurt them. I hate when that happens. You mean they just disappear like they were never there? Yes. Like they moved to a different, quieter beach. Or like they returned to the astral sea. I feel like they would tell me if they went back home. Not necessarily. Many Astrian creatures can traverse the plains at will, but they don't always have control over when they return. On many occasions, the astral currents pull them back home before they're ready. And once you're swept up in them, each subsequent journey out becomes more and more difficult, or so I've been told. I would guess your friends either went home when you weren't there or got pulled back before they had a chance to say goodbye. So you're saying the sea swallowed them?
Not quite. It just beckoned them home, through a celestial hug of sorts.
So that means I could just visit them in the astral sea?
That would be an incredible undertaking. Traveling between planes is quite hazardous.
It is, but echoes are from the primordial sea, and my family has lived here for quite a while, I think. They must have gotten here somehow.
They say it was much simpler to traverse between planes once. But for a long time, it has been almost impossible without complicated and dangerous rituals. Until recently, the astral sea was the only possible way to pass through the barriers. And accessing it requires meticulous planning. Not to mention, the sea tends to come with more risks than rewards. Even your Astrian friends, who can choose to leave their home plane on a whim, get pulled back by the currents eventually. Imagine what would happen to you if you went in unprepared.
But the Fae on Kelpie Island aren't from Gaia either, and they told me they haven't lived here for very long.
Since the 5 interplanar portals opened up, interplanar travel has become a lot more accessible again. At least when it comes to the dream planes. But even the astral and primordial seas, not to mention are finally open to us again after all these years. It is a true miracle to witness in our lifetimes.
So the portals haven't always been there? I didn't know that. Who put them there?
Well, that is a very good question.
And one that would blow the scope of this conversation beyond its bounds, I would think. You still have to tell me what came of your conversation with the whale's essence.
You're right, we're getting off track. I prepared a second ritual, this time a much gentler one, and with Clay's cooperation in mind.
Aren't you glad Clay was there to help you?
I suppose I am.
You really are?
You are surprisingly competent. Perhaps one might even say I could not have done this entirely without you. If one was to be extreme about it.
I think someone like you could do anything alone if you put your mind to it. But that doesn't mean you should have to. I'm always happier when doing difficult things if I have help from other people. Well said, Clay. Stellar teamwork, you two. Keep it up. Will do.
When I was done with my preparations, I kneeled down in the celestial waves, Clay's warm hand in mine, and I prayed to the Lady of the Gilded Sea that she would allow us a glimpse of the slain creature's soul.
Did it work?
Of course it did.
It felt like bathing in a river of stars, but the stars had feelings and aches and even more feelings. Its thoughts were like a song of ice and fire. Uh-huh. It sounded so scared and cold and sad. Cold is not what I would have expected from a whale with a star in its belly.
Me neither, but that's when I realized what was wrong. Why it had looked so sickly and gray. The whale had been cursed with a potent frostbite that had frozen its body from the inside out. A very painful condition that would drive anyone to madness.
If you're scared, angry, and hurt enough, You'll do a lot of things you might later regret.
Together we dove deeper into its memories and discovered how it had been afflicted.
It fought some sort of evil creature on 2 legs that kept throwing things at it. A creature on 2 legs? So humanoid then?
We assume. It turns out whales don't care much about our appearances, so its memories were blurry at best.
During the fight, it swallowed some kind of stone that made its song turn black and white. It tasted horrible. But when you're a whale, you don't really worry about swallowing stones. You worry about the 2-legged monster throwing things at you. I would too. Just wanting to escape, it fled as quickly as it could, trying to find its way home. It felt really bad about destroying the camp. I get why. The worst part about being angry is seeing the wreckage you leave behind. Luckily, its anger subsided when it found its way back. It thought it was finally safe, but suddenly this freezing cold began. I don't mind the cold much. I'm from the highlands and we get a lot of snow in the winter. But the kind of cold it felt was awful. Painful and inescapable, like it was freezing from the inside out.
The potent frostbite I mentioned, it seems a curse took hold and slowly spread throughout its entire body.
It tried to keep itself warm by feeding on solar crabs and cosmic squids, but that didn't help much. It just kept getting more scared and angrier and colder, until even its brain was freezing over. It couldn't think of anything other than the cold. So, in its desperation, it ate the hottest thing it could find. A star.
A star. A giant one at that. It looked deceptively small, contained in its belly. But apparently it was one of the biggest ones the night sky had to offer. The East Star.
It ate Pharos? The guiding star of the endless sea?
It did, and it helped. It kept its frostbite at bay, even if it did not eradicate it. But as you can imagine, such a massive star disappearing did not have the most desirable effect on the astral sea's delicate balance of gravity.
I can imagine that. The whale was very confused about what had happened. It looked like all the stars suddenly started to fall and spin out of place. They crashed into each other, causing more and more destruction with each passing moment. I didn't understand all of what happened, but it felt bad.
To label it as bad would be quite the understatement. The falling stars ripped holes in Cassiopeia's wings. To think that just one hungry creature could break the entire balance of the universe.
It was hurt and scared.
It should have endured instead of hurting others.
Yeah, not everyone is as strong as you are.
Well, they should try to be. Now the whale's legacy is destruction. I doubt it wanted that.
Maybe not. It certainly left behind a small natural wonder. It seems that even the darkest moments leave behind some light. They do. I just wish it hadn't cost a life.
Sometimes that's what heroism is about. Sacrifice.
Yeah, but it's the hero sacrificing themselves.
Don't kid yourself. Heroism is about fun and making new friends. Hi, by the way.
Hi.
The whale caused the stars to fall from the sky. I wouldn't call that fun. The friends part usually comes first. I'm not particularly interested in making friends with creatures that cause so much damage. My dear, you could learn a lot from giving people some grace rather than condemning them for all eternity. Sometimes granting strangers the space to grow can change everything. The beast could have grown into a supernova. Or into the new East Star. I could not have taken such a risk. You seem like you have control issues. Maybe try being more like your friend here. You know how to let loose, right, buddy?
I think I'm pretty fun at parties, if that's what you mean. But sometimes when I let loose, people get hurt, like that whale. So maybe Tia is right. Self-control is important.
My, you're all a bunch of mopey clowns. And you are incredibly unconcerned about the impact of letting something that dangerous live. If it had continued causing trouble, this weirdo over here would have just made another quest out of it. But I guess you are too young to understand the virtue of taking it easy. With age, you learn things just happen as they happen, over and over again. It sounds like you just want to avoid taking responsibility for your role in that cycle. I intend not to be part of it. I intend to actually change things. Ha! So far you seem like a pretty standard cleric, maybe a bit too paladin for my tastes, but if you say so. I just hope you can live with the changes you cause, because you're gonna have to. I am ready to take that responsibility. At least that's better than apathy. Dragons, I did not miss religious zealotry. Anyway, old enemy, got another drink for me? I'm running dry.
Anytime, Una. Are you still running low on energy? How about another strong one?
You got it.
Here we go. Something strong for the most strong-headed lady I know.
Weird way to admit you've lost every argument against me. But this drink is splendid, I'll give you that. What are you gonna do now, kid? Now that your big bad whale is defeated? Find out who is behind this. Clearly the whale was merely the byproduct of some sort of agenda. Yes, we should look at that darn letter. I must find out what that is, because they apparently were well aware that the stars were going to fall, which makes me feel like that is the humanoid we're searching for, or you're searching for. Justice never sleeps, does it? It cannot afford to. No one is going to thank you for working yourself to the bone. People usually prefer you sticking around instead. Which is something I'm not gonna do right now, because I have a card game to win. Good luck with your agendas.
I apologize on her behalf.
It's fine.
Tia, do you want to go?
No. She was just being overly dramatic.
Oh, I see. Maybe we should listen to her advice, at least a little bit. My granny always says, with age comes the priceless wisdom of mistakes. And that lady was right. You could use some rest.
I think she greatly underestimates the importance of this situation.
Both of those things can be true at the same time.
Clay, you do have a point that age can bring wisdom few of us can otherwise inspire to. Perhaps the knowledge we need to uncover this conspiracy lies not in the future, but in the past. After all, the past is full of terrible disasters that were prevented. Which means that this too could have been attempted before, if not very successfully. Knowledge of something so vile must be scarce and well guarded, maybe even abandoned. I have never come across anything like this anywhere in the Aperture's library.
Granted, the Aperture has only been standing for a little over 2 decades now. Its library can't be that vast.
Many of the Order's books were relocated to the new stronghold. You should talk to a certain skeleton, Scully, the one with the very tall top hat. But I do believe that we don't currently harbor the knowledge I seek. For that, other avenues must be explored.
What are you considering? We could ask everyone we come across until we find someone who knows something.
Good idea, but that would take far too long. I think we should look for the Everbloom archives.
Is that a book club?
An ancient one. Everbloom was one of the great 7 Maidan archives, the Gaian one to be specific.
Oh, you mean like Jade?
Legend has it there used to be one on each plane, even Tuat, the plane of the dead. They were once filled with all the knowledge of the cosmos and grew in size every day, thanks to their fearless archivists.
Like Scully.
But then they fell to an unknown foe and have been lost to time ever since. I believe one of them could hold the answers we seek. Innkeeper, do you perhaps know where to find this archive?
Nope, not much of a librarian, unfortunately.
Disappointing.
But you could keep an eye out for it, right? You could ask all the scholarly people that pass through here. Of course, I can do that.
Like Scully. Perhaps you can start by asking that bounty hunter once she's done gambling all her money away.
You could ask her yourself.
I would rather not.
I'll take that terrible task off your hands then.
Wonderful. You won't need more than a day to take care of all this, right?
I could do with a little more time.
Nonsense. We don't have more time. I need your full commitment on this, innkeeper.
This is very short notice.
As are disasters, typically. Hence the vigilance. I shall return to a fully prepared quest tomorrow morning.
Okay. In the meantime, you should rest.
Don't be ridiculous. I have things to do, people to help, prayers to consult.
Una was right. A good night's sleep would do wonders for you. I could even offer you some coupons to a beautiful swamp spa.
I'm not interested. If I rest now, who will this world have faith in? I shall see you tomorrow.
Did I interest you in a spa? It's always nice to see a workaholic in action. Don't worry, I'll go with her and make her some bread. Warm bread always helps me when I'm feeling sad. I think she might need some. That's very kind of you, Clay. Make sure you get some too. I couldn't resist warm bread if I tried. Do you want some as well? Yes, please. I'll bring some by tomorrow. Do you have any allergies? No, thank you, Clay. Anytime. I hope you like bread rolls. Who doesn't? I'll take some of those coupons too. Wonderful. Talking through everything really helped. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I hope you held on to those seashells. Catching up with some astral friends might make you feel a little better. Actually, I was thinking I could use the shells to make some friendship bracelets for Tia and I. I want to carve them into stars. I also managed to collect a bit of stardust so that I could always remember the whale. I didn't really know what to do with it at first, but on my way back I combined it with some sea glass. Initially I wanted it to be a gift for Tia, but I don't think she would like it that much. but it would look very good in your tavern, innkeeper. Hey, thank you. Oh, that's pretty. Thank you. That's amazing. Excellent craftsmanship, I have to say. Are you sure I can keep it? I am. I can see that you're appreciating it, and that's more than enough for me. Thank you very much. It's stunning. I think that sometimes you have to make something beautiful out of the things that hurt you. Otherwise, you're left with anger that has nowhere to go. Do you like being angry? No, I don't. Me neither. But we all get angry sometimes. It's not the most fun, but it's important. Never getting angry doesn't solve anything either. It just makes you smaller and smaller until people no longer see you as someone they need to think about. At least they're not scared of you. Anger doesn't make you any more of a monster than silence makes you a saint. Be a whole person, Clay, and don't be scared of who that is. I'll try, innkeeper. Thank you. I hope you find a way back to yourself, too. Thank you, Clay. Me too.
Maybe we should read the letter. That.
Hey, Scully! Yes! Top of the evening to you. Welcome to my tavern. Ooh, what do my magical eyes see? New faces, new acquaintances. With whom do I have the pleasure today?
No way, a speaking skeleton? Haven't seen one of those in a long while.
Hello there. How incredibly rude of me to leave out introductions. My name is Scully.
And he's so polite as well. You can call me Una, Mr. Scully. And that one over there is my friend Jade.
A fellow Maida, but with more skin left. Which isn't immensely difficult, I suppose. Glad to make your acquaintance, Una and her friend Jade. Okay. Well, I think I'd rather talk to you, so let's talk to Scully. Shouldn't you be named after a gemstone? As far as I'm aware, Maida last names reference their bones, no? Correct, but I cannot remember what my poor bones are made out of. Death has left quite a lot of gaps in this head of mine.
Let me have a look. Looks like alabaster to me. Hard to say without a thorough analysis, though.
Alabaster? That does sound familiar. Like an old name, perhaps? I'm not sure, but it's worth investigating. Thank you, Jade. Still, let us stick with Scully until we have more detailed information.
I think I should be going now. I still have work to do. What a coincidence! I happen to want to say the exact same thing. But wouldn't it be rude of us to leave that distinguished gentleman all by himself? I think one of us should definitely stay a little longer. Isn't it cool that both of you have bones made of shimmery gemstones?
That is true. I haven't seen another Maida since I woke up. So anywhere between 2 weeks and 2 centuries ago.
See, it's a match already. Would be a shame if the two of you were to become friends. Huh? Anyway, see ya.
Yeah, I don't really get what she's getting at. That was quick.
Indeed. I guess a woman her age knows what she wants.
Oh, hello. Good mythical morning. It's evening. It's well past sunset, Hex. That might be true, but it's still morning somewhere, I know. You got it! But today I'm not here to talk with you about primordial magic. Today we're going to celebrate my sister. Oh, hello.
Greetings, everyone.
Come on in. Pleased to meet you. My name is Scully.
Jade.
You can call me Hex, and this is Grace, my little sister. Yes, I know, she's taller than me. You can keep it to yourselves. We're here to celebrate, not to roast, though some fire might be fun.
No fireballs inside, Hexagon.
If you insist, a fireless party it is then. My bones are aching for a party. I haven't attended one in what feels like an eternity. What's the occasion? My wonderfully talented sister successfully defended her wizard doctoral thesis just today. She can now call herself an actual full-blown selenite witch.
It's not that special, honestly. I beg to differ. That's a majorly big deal. Congrats.
I must congratulate you as well. Quite an outstanding achievement indeed.
You're very sweet. Thank you.
I have to agree with everyone. You should be proud of yourself. How about a drink on the house to celebrate your graduation?
Hex already told me that you're a real magical connoisseur. I would love to taste one of your creations, Innkeeper. But I don't know what to pick. Could you recommend something to me?
Of course. How about a drink for your wits? Your brain must be tired after debating your professors all day.
That sounds lovely. My brain could use a little pick-me-up.
Coming right up. Alright. Let's go for Sparkling Nebula. Yeah. That one okay?
My, this is delightful.
Say, Innkeeper, do you have a PhD in mixology by any chance? Last time I checked, no. But I do have a lot of experience. Took me a while to get the hang of it.
I can tell. Your drinks are really tasty. I could easily go for another round of debating right now.
Is anyone else up for a drink?
Nah, not yet. I'm still energized from earlier.
Gully, Hex, what about you two?
I'm good. I don't want to steal the show today.
I would love a refreshment for these old bones, actually. Perhaps something that'll bring back the charm of the old days. At your service. So... Broken Heart? Here you go, a drink for the charming gentleman. Oh! What a lovely taste! It warms my bones inside and out.
Should I be worried?
Maybe it's an undead thing.
Well,
theoretically, it would be possible for a magical drink to warm one's bones. You just need...
You and your wild dreams, Hexy. Maybe leave those experiments to someone with an actual laboratory for once.
Ah, all that talking about studying and degrees brings back so many old memories. I also was a scholar once. I spent my life as an archivist at the Gaian Everbloom Archives, to be precise. Yes! Before my, well, supposedly eternal slumber.
I've read a lot about the old archivists, but I've never had the chance to talk to one. Well, obviously, they're all dead.
All of them?
Yes, the archives were destroyed ages ago. They're mostly a myth now.
Oh, that's quite sad. A lot of knowledge must have gotten lost with them.
I guess so. If you wouldn't mind, Scully, I'd love to hear more about them. Maybe we can revive some of that old knowledge.
It would be my pleasure, but sadly I cannot remember much of my research. All of those years below ground and without sunlight don't seem to have been good for my memory. It's been a few centuries since I've been alive, so I'm not even sure where one would find the archives nowadays. Or their ruins, rather. Do you remember the environment surrounding them? Maybe that could help. A little, I believe. I might have been woken up close by. My early memories as a skeleton are quite hazy. During my lifetime, the archives were located deep underground. Gaia's lively blessings were juxtaposed with a hostile and lifeless mountain range. They were surrounded by nothing but rocks and boulders, as sharp as talons and fangs. Even if you made it out of the mountains, you'd be greeted by either dry steppes or a poisonous lake. The liquid in that lake could singe the meat right off your bones. I knew someone that fell into the lake once. I remember it as if it were yesterday. Yeah, well, that sounds like not the best place to build an important archive stronghold. Wouldn't necessarily agree. They say the books and scrolls of the Maidan archives contain all of the mysteries of our world and the realms that surround us. Of course you have to protect that knowledge. Would be a shame if someone... Anyways.
I think I know the place Scully's talking about.
Oh?
It sounds like the gravel mac. Sharp rocks next to a poisonous lake. There's no way a location like that exists twice. On this plane, at least. Or else I would have heard of it.
I wouldn't recommend going there. I bet it's exceptionally dusty after all these years. But think about all those hidden treasures. Knowledge left untouched for millennia?
That sounds a little too ambitious, even for you.
Fine.
Your delicate wizard sensibilities wouldn't last a day in the gravel mac anyway.
Oh, and you would?
Who can say? Anyway, I gotta go now. Shared enough secrets of the trade today already.
Thank you for your reluctant service. What a lovely young lady. She would have made for a great archivist. And a grumpy one.
I'm sure she just had a long day.
No. She was just being Jade.
As I have, honestly. I'm very tired.
I'm absolutely sure of that. But you should be proud of yourself nonetheless. You seem like the kind of person to downplay your achievements. And getting your PhD really isn't something small or insignificant.
It's nothing really. I spent a lot of time researching. Defending my thesis was a mere formality.
Scully's and my point still stands, and I'm sure your brother would agree with us. Absolutely!
You're all very kind. I really appreciate it. How about we call it a day? It's already getting late.
A splendid idea, as I would expect from a witch like you. Seems fair.
Hope you get to enjoy the rest of your evening, innkeeper.
I will, theoretically.
Okay. Ah. We have got enough info then.
Maybe like that.
Raiders of the Lost Archives. The Lost Maidan Everbloom archives are said to offer infinite knowledge to anyone with unanswered questions. Its ruins lie deep within the Gravelmac, a dangerous and lifeless mountain range that even seasoned adventurers try to avoid. If that wasn't enough, the mountains are also said to be haunted by nightmarish bleak stalkers. Let's just hope they don't find abandoned archives cozy and inviting. There you go, Andrew. Another day done. And with that, another episode as well. Trouble in Paradise. Well, that doesn't sound good. But we'll find out about that next time. Hi! Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!